Hey guys, and welcome to Comic Boy, a channel where I take the latest comic books and give you to them. Today we finally look at the amazing Spider-Man event, Clone Conspiracy. The event will be divided into two parts. By the way, I'm sorry about the DC Rebirth Watchmen video not going up. I had some uploading issues. It'll go up at the end of this week. The event starts off with the funeral of J. Jonah Jameson Sr., the father of J. Jonah Jameson, and the husband of Aunt May. Peter thinks about the lives he has let down over his years as Spider-Man, and then Jonah steps in. Jay blames Peter for telling his dad not to have the pills that could have saved his life, and Peter thinks to himself, Jay's right. J. Jonah Jameson gets pulled away, and MJ takes Aunt May to comfort her, and Anna Maria approaches, asking if it has to do with Spider-Man. It always has to do with Spider-Man. Peter says that he got a spider sense when the medicine was near him, but what if it was just the person? Anna Maria says they need to get answers from the man. Quick. Jerry Salters. They arrive at his house and find out he is really sick, but when Anna Maria is about to call the ambulance, his wife stops Anna Maria and says she can't tell anyone. Peter encourages her, and then the wife invites him in. She tells them that the New You did this, a new organization, and Peter says he will look into the company. We then see Spider-Man come into New You by sneaking in and through the comms asks Anna Maria if she can see what was in Jerry's medicine. She says it's taking time because she doesn't have a robot and she misses it. Peter says he's nearly found Jerry because he tagged him with a spider tracer. Peter then sees Jerry's body disintegrated, but his eyes are still moving, showing he's alive. We then see Miles Warren, the Jackal, walk in, but not as a Jackal, and Peter begins to chase him while Warren calls for security. We then see a female Electro and Rhino charge in to battle Peter Parker. Peter Parker then finds out that this is Jackal Miles Warren's cloning experiment yet again, and then Peter begins to fight the two. Rhino says that Jackal's doing good this time. He brought Rhino's wife back. But Peter tells Rhino that his wife isn't real, just a bad copy. And Electro tells Peter that she's a clone. Peter then finds out this Electro is new and says the best part about new villains, they don't know the old tricks. He then breaks a pipe and puts water on Electro, shocking her and Rhino. He then enters a room that says do not enter to find Miles. But then Peter sees Gwen Stacy. Peter says she can't possibly be real. Could she? We then see Doc Ock hit Peter and say that Peter's greatest villain has returned. Otto Octavius tells Peter that he isn't a clone. He cheated death. We then see that in the past, Otto uses Spider to trap his ghost and get the body to the Jackal, who we find out is not Miles Warren, except no one else knows that. We then see as his body is regenerating, he's thinking about a fight with Peter Parker, and the Jackal looks amused. Otto then stops the thought and enters the real world. He thinks he's real, but that's how most clones feel, right? Jackal says he may have a way to find out. Jackal shows Otto's old arms and says they are retracted to the real Otto, so they would go to him. They move towards Otto, who tells Jackal not to call him that. He isn't Otto, he's Dr. Octopus. Jackal then says there is a twist though. They need to have this pill to stay alive. But Otto says that is because of a flaw, that together they can fix, and the two shake hands. Back to the present, Otto slams Peter against a wall and says he is Peter's superior. Peter says he isn't buying any of it, and that Gwen is just a clone, and so is Doc Ock. Doc Ock says that during the Spider-Verse event, when Doc Ock was Spider-Man, he was the superior Spider-Man when he was in Peter's brain. He saw Peter from the future, and he programmed, so that means he knew he was going to lose. So he programmed his brain and put in an insect to prepare for it. Otto continues to fight, but then the Jackal emerges with Miles Warren, another Warren, Electro, and Rhino. Peter is outnumbered, but Jackal tells everyone to stand down. They are not the bad guys, and then the Jackal offers Peter a tour before leaving. Peter asks Gwen why he didn't get a vibe from her like he did from everyone else, and Gwen says she isn't a clone, and walks away asking Peter to follow. Peter then follows Jackal, who says that New You has always been him, and then he shows the lizard and tells Peter he has evolved his cloning experiment. He brought the lizard's family back from the dead. Jackal then takes Peter to show him a room, but before that, Peter asks Jackal who he thinks is Warren when he was the only one who brought back Kingpin's wife, only to have her killed by Kingpin, and Jackal says yes. Jackal then shows Peter a room with every criminal he ever saw die. We then see J. Jonah Jameson with his dead wife and a small kid, his daughter, asking to see him. Jackal says that everyone here is brought back for good and will start a new life doing good. We see Captain Stacy, Prowler, and more good dead people say that they were resurrected to look after the villains. Jackal is good. Captain Stacy then grabs a gun and points it at Gwen's head, saying she isn't real. We then see Gwen punch the captain and tell Spider-Man to follow her. She isn't his Gwen. She's Spider-Gwen from another dimension. We then see Gwen talk to Kane, the Scarlet Spider-Man, through comms. We see Gwen and Peter go to get meds Jackal makes for clones because Scarlet Spider has the clone Gwen captive. We then see Scarlet... that's what I'm calling Scarlet Spider. Scarlet, sorry. We then see Scarlet show Anna Maria a news article of why this can't happen. Peter Parker agreeing with the new you destroys the entire world. We find out that Kane is one of Jackal's clones. We then see how Kane and Gwen met as Kane was fighting Gwen at first. They then agreed to work together to stop Warren, who they think the Jackal is. They sneak up on him until they see a clone of Peter come in and boss Warren around. The regenerating bodies then pop out. In the attack, they steal the work of Warren and begin to escape. We then see Kane see himself, an evil version, and they begin to fight as he tells Gwen to stay out of it. She could get infected. Gwen doesn't listen and webs up the evil version. Then in Loom World, a place in between every single world in the multiverse, Kane and Gwen learn that Parker Industries and New You teaming up would be the end of their own world as they know it. So Kane and Gwen then kidnap the clone Gwen and replace her with Spider-Gwen. Kane can sense his death coming. And that was... Then we jump right into what just happened. And then Peter's talking to Gwen, saying he can hear the lizard coming. And Spider-Gwen smirks and tells Peter he was the lizard on her Earth. And says, okay, that doesn't matter. Lizard then catches up with them and asks them to stop. Jackal doesn't want to hurt them. But then Gwen and Peter kick the lizard down as they run away. Peter asks why Gwen always comes to his Earth but never pops up to say hi. Yeah, he talks to Spider-Woman. He knows she's on Earth. We then see Captain Stacy ordering criminals around trying to look for Gwen and Peter. We then see in a lab Anna Maria, Kane, Max, and another scientist have the clone Gwen trapped. And the clone Gwen says, "The Jackal will find me. He's super powerful." Kane says he's trying to save them because the new clones carry a virus that he has and will kill nearly everyone. The scientist Max then says that Kane's an idiot. He might be the key to the cure. And then Anna Maria says they should call the cops and tell them to go to New You. Anna Maria tells the cops things, but the cops don't do anything. Because you see, the New You is controlling the cops. Jackal then enters a meeting room with multiple businessmen. He tells them he is saving the world. Jay says if the Jackal has already given his wife and daughter back, can he have his dad? Jackal says that is fairly selfish, but he will get to that. Peter and Gwen discuss how he thinks Prowler may have helped them escape, and Gwen says maybe. Back with Kane and the rest, Electro and Rhino burst onto the scene and begin to attack. They then take the clone Gwen and leave. Peter and Spider-Gwen then arrive, and Spider-Gwen puts on her costume. She says they didn't tell Peter because every Earth where this happens, he joins the Jackal. Max and the other scientists then come and say that Kane and Anna were taken by the New You guys. Kingpin then arrives and offers to help Spider-Man because you see, his wife was resurrected and he had to kill his wife. And he believes his wife was brought back in an unpleasant manner, so he wants vengeance. He gives a file saying where the Jackal will have his next meeting, and then the Kingpin leaves, owing Spider-Man one for dealing with the man that brought back his wife in an unpleasant manner. The meeting then begins, but Peter, as Spider-Man, bursts onto the scene. The other men fall unconscious, but the Jackal and Peter slug it out until Peter is punched in the chest. Peter then realizes it isn't Warren, and when the Jackal unmasks himself, it's Ben Reilly, the original Scarlet Spider-Man, Peter Parker's clone. Ben Reilly then offers to bring back Uncle Ben. Peter punches Ben Reilly across the face. Ben says that he's bringing him back. What's wrong with it? Peter says that Uncle Ben wouldn't want it. And then Peter asks how he became the Jackal. Ben literally burned away in Peter's arms. Ben then says that he saw his life flash before his eyes 27 times. Miles Warren then came and took Ben Reilly. Miles tortured Ben for ages, and Ben realized that the people weren't depending on him. They relied on Peter. Ben then broke free of Warren's torture and pinned him to the ground, beating him up. And then Ben changed the way Miles Warren thought. Then he became the Jackal. The clones were now his to make. Peter feels sorry for Ben, and Ben says that he can bring back Uncle Ben as a gift for Peter. Peter looks down and then asks Ben Reilly to tell him more. We see scientists like Otto experimenting on Kane, and then they see Anna Maria walk into the room. She says she doesn't want to see Otto, and he looks heartbroken. Because you see, when Otto was Superior Spider-Man, he had a thing for Anna Marie, not Aunt May, sorry. We then see Peter and Ben in a car discussing how they're going to bring back Uncle Ben. Peter asks how Ben got all of this, and he says through love. And Peter says, oh, so basically emotional blackmail. Everyone has lost someone, so Ben used that. We see Gwen, the clone Gwen, take all the other clones in, and then Spider-Gwen looks on from the distance. Because there are two Gwens, we're going to be referring to the Spider-Gwen as Spider-Gwen, and Gwen is just, the clone is just Gwen. Peter and Ben then enter New U and see that everyone is happy. They all have someone back. What's not good here? Gwen then approaches Peter and says she forgives him. Gwen then takes Peter to her house to talk. Peter then takes off his mask and cries. He is grieving for all these people he lost again. Ned, Betty, Gwen. Gwen tells Peter why he isn't willing to hug her or talk to her. It confuses her. Peter and Gwen then talk about life, the other Gwen, and all sorts of things. Gwen says she remembers her past life. She died feeling betrayed that Peter never told her he was Spider-Man. He just hid it. They then argue about the clones until Gwen kisses him. Peter asks why she did that, and Gwen says she doesn't know. Gwen then walks out with Peter, and Peter says he needs to find the Jackal and run off. And he says he'll be back. And Gwen whispers, it's kind of nostalgic, don't you think? Anna Maria continues to reject Otto, and Otto feels sad. Peter then asks the Jackal if he will ever bring back Uncle Ben. Peter says it's because if he did bring back Ben Parker, he would tell Ben Reilly to stop. Jackal has the power, but no responsibility. Jackal frowns and tells everyone to kill Peter Parker. The villains charge in, and then Prowler, who's been with the Jackal the whole time, starts to help Spider-Man. Because if someone's trying to kill Spider-Man, they are clearly the villain of this whole thing. Jackal then goes to Otto, Anna Maria, Kane, and the others. Otto says they must experiment on Kane. Anna Maria says no experiments will be needed, she knows what to do. And Jackal says that if she does it, she will be given a perfect body and won't be a midget anymore. Anna Maria's furious, saying she's already perfect, and Otto agrees with her. Otto then attacks the Jackal. Spider-Gwen then breaks in to save Kane, and then gets into a fight with the Electro. Otto then activates the disease, and the clones begin to fall. Peter stares at Gwen, and then Prowler, and everyone. Ben Reilly then projects himself and says he will save them again. Otto then infects Anna Maria with contacts, and Kane screams, telling everyone to stop. But no one listens. Peter outside tells Ben they can work together to stop this, just like the old times. But Ben says, first let me change channels. And he broadcasts to the entire world that what is happening, and promises to save everyone. Jackal tells everyone they will all be infected. Everyone will be reborn on the same day. So, happy birthday! Peter vows to make Ben Reilly pay, and then goes with an infected and slowly dying Gwen to go save the world. Jackal is fighting Kane and tells him he's Ben, while everyone else in the lab continues to battle. Jackal throws Kane out the window, and Spider-Gwen chases with Electro on her back. Doc Ock then grabs Ben from the back. Gwen and Peter arrive, and Gwen locks Peter in, saying that she's protecting him from the goblins that were chasing them. Jack-o'-lantern, Hobgoblin, and Green Goblin. Gwen then sacrifices herself for Peter. Peter then escapes to help Anna Maria and Otto Octavius, and Peter escapes to help Anna Maria, and Otto Octavius and Jackal slug it out. They then run into Cindy Moon, or Silk, and begin to fight with her. Like, not against her, with her. They then see Jay infected with his wife on the ground, and Jay tells Spidey not to tell Parker that he was right. Peter then hacks the new use service and is about to blow everything, a high-pitched frequency sound, and he sends it out to save everyone who wasn't a clone. Peter wonders if he did it in time. Peter then sees that the clones are gone. Otto and Ben are gone, but he sees Gwen's clothes and looks down. They go outside and see that everyone is fine now, and Peter goes to the lab to find Jerry Salters, the man who made all of this start for Peter. We then see the original Miles Warren remember everything and says he will take up the mantle of Jackal again. We then see that Doc Ock built a perfect clone and doesn't need pills, and then Ben transfers his brain into that. But all it does is shock Ben, and Doc Ock crumbles next to him, smiling. Ben then wakes up and takes pills, saying he must build another clone for himself. Ben then sees the dead Otto Octavius. He takes his shirt and walks out, observing the ruins of the entire event. Ben Reilly then goes home in a car to see the original Jackal in his house. The two begin to fight it out until Ben burns down the house with Jackal in it and leaps away. What happened right now doesn't matter. What matters is who he's going to be. So that spins off into the Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider book, which starts this month, if I'm right. We then got a Clone Conspiracy Omega issue, which will be the next video. We also have multiple other videos coming out for you this week. Flash Rogues Reloaded, the Justice League one-shots, and because my uploading messed up, the DC Rebirth Watchmen video. I recorded it. It's just not here. Well, anyway, so that's it for now, guys. Like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you're new, which most of you will be, and see ya!